But I
In
think,
this conversation,
okay.
there's something that got to me. Why is there no transparency between the government and NNPC? Why is it that they can't come to the people? Why is there how long do they think they can do this and people will keep at, because I'm sure they know that there will be a point where people will have to revolt. My point is, how long do they think they can keep doing
Okay,
this?
sure. I think I would want to answer that question with another question.
Okay.
Who happens to be the minister of petroleum
Petroleum.
in the country presently?
Okay.
You
Okay.
get. I think that will give us the right answer. But still, still coming to the studio where Prince Wen is here to do justice to this. Prince Wen, you listened very well to Mr. Moses when he was giving his own analysis. The question I asked is, was the award or given as big as that, given on a day like this, is this what we are supposed to be seen from the
The
president?
National Assembly should bow its head in shame.
Mm.
The Senate and the House of Rep members should jointly and severally bow their heads in shame. In a country that is as large and as big as this, having 109 Senate members, 360 House of Rep members, and the country is burning, and all you could think about was how you could lobby for yourself to be given an award. Nonsense award. Award that the whole Nigerians would piss on. Everybody will come out and piss on that award and pass it by, because that award is a sham. What are we awarding you for?
What have you done?
I'm awarding you, for example, it's just like you donate me 10 million naira. I now said that we have an award on that day. We are going to be awarding one man for being the most reliable man that has always been helping people in Nigeria. People in Nigeria are like, who has he helped? Oh boy, it's 10 million naira that he gave to me. I'm giving him an award for that. You have bought an award for yourself. You did not merit any award. Even the people in the crowd will not clap for
We're
you.
not clapping.
When they are presenting that award to you, people will be wondering, don't understand.
How did you achieve this?
You
award?
are
For
giving him
what?
an award that he helped the people of Nigeria. Even me, that is his cousin, I've not benefited from him. I'm suffering. So how on earth did you merit this award? It's just like that. In the university days, you see people collecting award of most social. However, this person is an introvert that has never been social in his life. And then question comes to the association.
How come?
ESCOs will be asking the president of the association, President, this award of most social law student or something, are you giving to this person? Everybody knows that even on the day of the award, he will not come. Like on the day of the award, he will not even come. If you ask him, he will tell you, I don't like anything that has to do with social.
So how come?
But you are giving him the most social. That's exactly what we are seeing in Nigeria today. You are giving someone a national award because you feel is the person that represents or that is a mouthpiece of the people represented in parliament. My dear, forget about it. The people represented in parliament ought to be called home immediately, if not because of the rigorous process that it will take under the constitution to recall members, assuming that it was a flexible process and not a rigid process. A lot of House of Rep members and senators would have been recalled by now, because that is the only way Nigerians can put them on their toe. Let me tell you something. Under section 4 of the 1999 constitution, the National Assembly has the principal and primary responsibility of ensuring that the executive arm of government is on their toe. They are the ones that put that fire and light that fire and use it to warm the body of the executive whenever they start getting cold. They are the reason why the US today is working. The reason why the president cannot do anyhow is because the lawmakers are there watching him.
I think the reverse is the case here in Nigeria, because even as a law, we saw what happened. I don't want to mention, but to one of the House of Reps, which I don't know if it is intimidation, that after saying what is expected of him, that look here, the president is not listening to us. It's closing doors, is not having meetings with us. And I think 3 days later, the story changed and
They
we
retracted.
yes.
That's in fact, if as a man, first of all, it's like they chopped off his penis. Sorry to use the word, but then that's how I feel. Because what makes you a man is your ability to speak. If you are cornered and you are being made to
Retract
the truth,
what you said.
it
Then
means
there's
that
problem.
it means that even your son should call you on the phone and say, Father, I am extremely ashamed of you. Go to South Korea. South Korea is a country that politicians are known to have the utmost dignity. You see them, it is as if they should have any form of scandal,
Oh my God.
it is as
It
if they
is-
should just take a knife and
Kill themselves.
and die.
Without even the people launching
Without
at
the
them.
people even launching at them. That is what we talk about, the dignity of representation. How can you tell me that you are representing me in parliament? However, you are not even a dog. You are an ant that will just touch you small, you are dead. That is how you are. But the constitution has given you enormous power as the National Assembly. You have enormous power to remove the president if you wish to, under the right circumstances. You can commence removal proceedings against Mr. President.
All right.
However, it is appalling that even on the day of his swearing in, the president's speech in removing the subsidy and subsequent acting on it is a ground for removal. Ask me how.
How?
On the 31st day of December 2022, appropriation bill was already on board. The first subsidy had already been passed to operate between 1st January 2023 to 30th June 2023. Now we call it money bill under the 1999 Constitution. Section 59 has enabled the National Assembly to pass that money bill, and they've passed the money bill. Now, between May 29 to 30th of June, those monies were not accounted for. The money that we, the people of Nigeria, ought to enjoy on subsidy, we did not enjoy it. And you cannot on your own as an executive channel the money that was meant originally for something in an appropriation act for 2023 to something else. That was the reason why, of course, one of the candidates who was the then Anambra State governor was removed. Let me tell you now, that was the reason why the House of Assembly of Anambra State removed P2B, if not because of the fact that the procedural steps were not properly followed. That was why they was returned. Of course, it's cancelled. Tony Chepazu, one of the most brilliant lawyers in Nigeria, was the one that represented him and got back that mandate. However, the mistake was a mistake that no governor would ever repeat, because it was now a lesson that when there is already a money bill that has been passed, you must follow it stricto sensus. You cannot impute or remove anything. You must follow it in accordance with how it has been passed and what it was passed for. You cannot remove money that is meant for education and say, let me first of all use it for tourism. Later, when I get tourism money, I will use it for education. No, it is gross misconduct under section 133 sub 10 of the 1999 Constitution. It is a ground for you to be removed. In fact, it is one of the most unforgivable offense that you can ever do. Not just disrespecting the 1999 Constitution. The disrespecting of 1999 Constitution on its own is that you look at the provisions of the Constitution and you say, to hell with you. That ground on its own means that on the day of your swearing in, you were with the Constitution and with the Bible or with the Quran, and it means that you have spat on the face of the Constitution, that you don't have respect for it. It was on that day that somebody should have stood up in the House of Assembly or House of Rep rather, or in the Senate and said, Mr. Speaker or Mr. President, I wish to move a motion for the commencement of removal proceedings of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for breaching the Constitution and for diverting money meant for subsidy that is yet to be exhausted between 29th May to 30th June 2023. My dear, let Nigerians wake up. I just sit down, they look. You know why they look? Because if you talk too much, even the people that you are speaking for will still keep quiet. But the truth must be said. That is why, as a comrade, I will always say that aluta continua victoria asata. We continue the struggle. One day we will achieve the victory we are seeking for.
All right.
It is not only that people that we're fighting for is actually silent too. I think there is even sellout. I think, to pick from what the caller said, the caller we had, he was saying that a lot of Nigerians, possibly they are laid back, as if this "I don't care" attitude, of which it is still happening. In fact, if you go to supermarket and all of that, I when people say there is no money, I tend to disagree and be like, okay, so this is why we have people that, even as you're speaking about this administration, they'll be like, you don't know what you're saying. They will even want to fight you.
Are these persons not the said beneficiary of what is
Some are not
presently
even
happening?
benefiting, because I don't see anywhere where they said this is they are selling fuel for 200 or 100 naira for these administration supporters. We are all bearing the grunt, but I think we have a lot of ignorant people, hypocrites. They choose to I will say this, I came to this realization lately. It's like, it is very solid. I can't give birth to a child now and say you want to become a freedom fighter. I'm sorry. Not if you want to fight, maybe fight for same people, not Nigerians, because they are not the best people to fight for. And we can see the case happening, of which I'm not going to delve into it further, but we can see the case of the Falanas and all of that. We can see what is happening. So I don't see why one should even just fight for yourself. And that is why you see that corruption will keep thriving, because check little unit. I don't know how fuel this, but their argument of it affect everything, even things that is not supposed to, the price has doubled. So I'll be like, we are also our problem. So how do we resolve all of this?
All right.
Let's even forget about the dollars. You see dollars? Let's forget about the dollars. Dollars, forget about it. You know why? Dollars is for luxurious things. It affects luxurious things. Let's talk about our fuel. Mr. President, you are the chief executive officer of NNPC. Okay. You are the minister. You are everything. You are the one controlling the mode of production and distribution.
How come?
In fact, your own tenant, Dangote, is your tenant. Producing fuel. You can call him to a roundtable meeting. Discuss with him. Let's talk about cost of production before you put your price. Okay, you know what? No problem. How much are you selling? You said the last price you sell is 300 naira. All right. The extra 500 and something naira that we are putting on top as cost, because Dangote is going to sell to me 300 naira. I say no, I'm going to be the sole distributor to other marketers. Now, and I said, okay, I'm buying 300 naira, but I'm going to add cost of transportation on each liter, which is 550 naira. So by the time I add 300 to 550, I will now tell Nigerians that what I'm spending per liter is 850. However, assuming you allow this guy access to sell to AA Rano directly, to sell to mobile filling station directly, probably the cost of them moving will not be as high as NNPC moving. Because NNPC now is lamenting that no, not just how much Dangote is selling to them alone. They are calculating both the expenses of logistics
together.
Oga, how much is the real money? How much are you really paying to Dangote directly? You said no, it's not to be disclosed to us. I said, Oga,
why?
Can we go and buy from him? He said, no, it's forbidden. No, that place is a forbidden area. Any tank we see there, because we have CCTV camera watching, any tank we see there that is not an NPC, that is a breach of the contract we have with him. So now we see these people in the downstream. The downstream are helpless, because the truth is this: and let me tell you now, and this is, don't ask me how I know, but this is the truth.
Okay.
They increased minimum wage. And it was because of before 1st of August 2024 by government. Hey, they've signed minimum. Everybody was happy. I was laughing at Nigerians. I said, see these people.
We forget too quickly.
You people are laughing. How much did they increase it to? They said, and I said, oh yeah, do your calculation. Press calculator and do your calculation. Okay, so as it is now, your mind is telling you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have increased your means of living by increasing it and saying that yes, this is not minimum wage. Don't worry. You know one thing about Mr. President, and if I see him, I will tell him, sir, you sabi, you have increased the minimum wage but you have your way of collecting back your money.
Mm.
Yes, he's a tax man.
Okay.
Forget about tax now. Easiest way to collect back your money is I give you money. I said, oh boy, how much am I giving you to eat food before? He said, Mr. Barrister Wayne, you used to give me 2,000 naira to eat per day. I said, okay, no problem. I heard that this canteen where you are buying food from, I heard that they are selling food now there for 4,000. No problem. I will increase your money to 10,000. Okay. Sir, God bless you. God bless you. And I said, okay, no problem. Remember, the owner of that canteen, I'm still the owner. And I go to the canteen and say, oh boy, this idiot person think I'm going to come and waste my money like this. Please increase the thing to 6.5. Sir, I think I'll stop eating here. Let me go and look for a way to eat outside. This one is now 6,500. I said, no, the only distributor, the only place you must give is this person. It is this person that will now distribute food to other canteen.
Other canteen also will sell at that.
Because they are buying it 6,500 here. I'm giving you 10,000 naira to pay. Remember, it was 2,000 before. I increased your feeding allowance to 10,000. So I don't want to hear you complain. However, I am like the devil, giving you something with the right hand. I'm collecting it back with the left hand. My dear, let me tell you something. You see what I just said now? I'm sure that if any APC stakeholder is watching me, he will be so angry. Do you know why he will be angry? He will be angry because he will be wondering, how did this young yellow man understand the politics we played in-house? What we discussed among ourselves? Did anybody tell this guy this thing? That is the obvious truth. I knew that the president and the government of this day was not having anything good in mind for us. In fact, they know and they understand that by the time they increase it, some people will now go and sit down and will no longer want to talk about protests. However, because we are now used to this systematic change of price of things, in fact, now don't be surprised they will change it to 2,000 and nobody
complains anymore.
And you are forgetting something. It was better for me, For me, it was better I bought fuel at 400 naira or 300 naira, and my salary was 40,000, than that I'm buying it for 2,000 and my salary is 70,000. No, I'm the one losing. You are cheating me. You are increasing my salary only to increase inflation and then make me suffer. So I would prefer that the suffering of 1977 is better. That economy as at that time, the suffering then, our forefathers then, they don't even like any form of hardship. Even if it is 1% of hardship, they don't like it. But it was not as bad as them because they could farm.
But why is it that people that benefited from Nigeria when Nigeria is good are not making it good for the coming generations?
These are people that went on scholarship. These are persons that graduated from the university.
If you check
and
the
government
history,
gave them car. These are persons that went on scholarship from government Baptist primary school down to the university.
Yes.
These are persons that did not even understand what it means to say, my daddy said, tomorrow you will try and pay half of the school fees. Ma, please,
do you understand?
To enter the classroom. My dear, let me tell you something. President Tinubu should search his conscience. You know why? I said this and I'm saying it without any fear. President Tinubu should search his conscience. You know why? Nobody lives forever. And I believe that there's an afterlife after now. If you really, really mean well for Nigeria, first of all, look at the issue of fuel. Even if you don't want to have the subsidy, don't call it subsidy, but call it something. You see that money that they said they are saving from subsidy, and now they are now turning it and saying, let us give Nigerians as palliative. Take your palliative, sir, I don't want. That palliative, I am not seeing it. That money, channel it back to petroleum. Let us at least have some level of normalcy because the country is abnormal at the moment.
All right.